Good morning, everyone. Warren County Fiscal Court, Thursday, June 25th, 2026 is now called to order. And happy to have our good friend, Pastor Tim Brown, Director at Greenwood Baptist Church, is going to lead us in prayer, and that's going to be followed by a pledge to the flag by Esquire Ron Cummings. Tim?
All right, let us pray. Father, we stand here before you today as this group of men that you put in authority positions. You are the one who raises up leaders who entrust responsibility, call men to stand in the gap for the good of communities and their people. And today in this room, you've gathered men who carry that weight. So Lord, we ask that you strengthen them. Give these leaders the backbone of Moses, the courage of Joshua, the steady hand of Nehemiah. Men who didn't shrink back when the work was heavy. Men who governed with conviction, clarity, and a deep sense of calling. Remind us that governance is not a burden to avoid, but a stewardship to embrace. Leadership's not about titles, but about service, sacrifice, and the willingness to do what is right, even when it is costly. Father, let this meeting be marked by wisdom that cuts through confusion, unity that overcomes division, and courage that refuses to bow to pressure. Let every decision made here today strengthen the families of this county, protect the vulnerable, and build a county where righteousness, peace, and order can flourish. Use these men, ordinary men with ordinary stories, to accomplish good in this community. Shape their character, sharpen judgment, steady hearts, and let your presence, more than anything, rest on this room like a mantle. So we come to you with an expecting spirit, and we ask all this in the name of the one who leads with perfect strength and perfect grace. Amen.
Amen. Y'all stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Here.
Esquire Lasley.
Here.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire Williams.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
Here.
Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
First time approved minutes of the fiscal court meeting on June 11th, 2026. Motion by Esquire Williams, second by Esquire Lasley. Any corrections? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 5 is approved personnel changes for Warren County.
Motion.
Motion by Esquire Aldridge, second by Esquire Cummings. Discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 6, approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Esquire McWhorter, second by Esquire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 7 is approved second and final reading of ordinance 2615 relating to the annual budget and amendment thereof. Motion by Esquire Lasley, second by Esquire Williams. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, next item, number 8, is about our zoning ordinance. And before we get into that, I'm going to change things up a little bit. Happy to have public comment if there's anyone that is requesting to speak today. However, before we start that, one thing I want to give everyone a little heads up on things. About 2 weeks ago, we had the first reading about that. We had some great questions that were asked at that meeting. And most of those were answered, but some of them, I promised some people I'd get back to them. Then we had a great community meeting on Tuesday night, and I personally had many questions asked. Most of them I answered, but some of them I want to get back in more detail. And so what I'm going to do today is answer those questions. And if you have a different question after that, I'm always happy to hear from anyone, but I want to walk through a few things so that everyone can understand what this text amendments we've done to that zoning ordinance just on that one particular project does. And so I'm just going to label this just some questions I had. So these are just questions people have asked me and were asked at this meeting, and I'm just going to answer those if that's okay, if you'll give me that grace. Someone asked me about physical security and critical infrastructure. And of course, for security of that, we do not regulate private business for any industry, except in our ordinance, blasting or firearms ranges, because that our ordinance accomplishes all kinds of things. That's the existing one. And of course, security is a responsibility of the private company, just like you, while you might want to learn how to build a Corvette, you can't drive to the factory and walk in the front door. Every individual business has their own security, and I would expect that to happen as well. Decommissioning, one of the most important things that we have and the strengthening of this ordinance is protect this community. But people have asked about BESS, which is battery energy storage systems. You should know that there are factories in Smyrna, Tennessee, and other ones that are creating battery energy storage systems. And what that is converting from diesel to let's say a large generator that is battery operated. And so to do that, they have thousands of batteries that are in those generators, and that is what some hospitals and other ones are going to, which is a great thing for the environment. However, as you should know, that number of quantity of batteries becomes an issue as well. So they have the data centers, if there was a data center that came here but wanted to be a battery energy storage system, get that out right. One thing about the decommissioning, of course, again, that zoning ordinance says they would have to take that back if something were to happen all the way back to the original state of that building. And again, I would welcome you to look around the country and see if anyone has anything that strong, and I'll answer that for you. They don't. And so that is one thing that's extremely important. One thing we should all keep in mind is these things don't happen in a vacuum. The community will review construction methods and set decommissioning standards during the approval process. If someone were to come and say they want to do that, those are open meetings as well about how those are approved for doing that. We talked about noise. A lot of people have talked about noise and have concerns about that. The expanded setbacks, they're treated more restrictively than any other business we have to the legal limit. And again, I want to remind people, I don't think we're going to find anyone that says, jumping up and down, says, I want a data center. So if you're claiming that, I'll leave my opinion on that alone, but if you're claiming that, you are wrong. No one's jumping up and down in the protection thing. However, no other industry in our community has 1,500-foot setbacks. Going above that is discriminatory, so while we're not interested in having it, we also can't discriminate against that and then be caught in court. I would welcome you to follow the proceedings all around us to see what happens when you don't have a plan, when you think you can change the rules after you're negotiating with someone. It's not going to work well for them. We do have a decibel based ordinance in Bowling Green, but not for industry. So that's addressed from the 1,500 foot from any residence or private industry. Backup generators, those are something that does cause noise. And they are preferred. So battery or gas, if they're gas, they can only be started when they have to be tested once a month, between 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. weekdays, if they are there. Applicants have to submit anticipated noise levels and mitigation. These are all of the things that we go through for every other industry that's in this town. There's over 14,000 people in Warren County that work in existing manufacturing in this community. All of their businesses had to go through the same things. And because of the application process, we can prohibit on-site turbines and require battery backup via the energy plan. Those are things that can be added as well. Someone asked me about water consumption. They asked about, can we do hard caps on water, X number of gallons, and that's all you can use. That is not regulated by Fiscal Court, City Commission, or the Planning Commission. It's regulated by BGMU Water and Warren County Water District. However, a required water plan must detail sources, demand, capacity, assurance, management, and best available technology. All things that every facility that we have in this community has to do as well. Of course, no private wells are allowed. Surely we wouldn't go down that road, but you can't do that anyways. And also must show no adverse impacts on availability, reliability, quality, or safety. Electric grid, a big thing, and it should be. Of course, electricity is regulated by our providers. The generators are TVA. Our providers are Warner Electric and BGMU. That's not, we don't regulate the power, they do that. However, they have to submit a required energy plan, has to show grid connections, proposed power sources, and capacity without adverse impacts. As part of this ordinance, they are responsible for 100% of all infrastructure upgrades. And also, as you know, they have to be served by TVA, not by our distribution partners, BGMU and Warner Electric. Enhancements they do cannot raise the cost or harm existing customers. I have no problem saying I'm not interested in paying more personally for someone else. No offense to anyone else. But I think all of you should agree with that as well. Gas or battery backups preferred, but batteries strongly encouraged. Someone asked me about the disposal of the equipment, which is a fantastic question, and I'm so glad to have that opportunity. That is part of our decommissioning plan. Last thing you want is, I don't care if it's a 10,000 square foot building full of computers, to think you can just dispose of those by yourself. You have to have that decommissioning plan. And again, part of our regulation is whatever, you have to submit a plan up front for what the decommissioning is. It has to be approved, and that cost, then the company has to hold a bond in that amount for the entire time they're in business. These are all if someone were to come here. Let's see, someone asked about stability gaps and phase gating, and this talks about that is through the electric companies. They are the ones that deal with that to make sure there's no problems there. Someone asked me about the economic burden on local workers. We have no control over I don't even know where that, I mean, I was happy to have that question, but I have no thoughts on how it's going to affect the local workforce for that standpoint, because that's not what we're looking for. So quantum computing and a global footprint, most of you should be aware that I believe personally in the next 5 years there'll be more technology upgrades than the last 25. That's my opinion, and I'm not for or against that. I'm just stating what I think is going to happen. But knowing that, you have to be, you have to put in ordinances things that are going to protect the community if that is the factual thing that's going to happen. Our ordinance framework is designed to be flexible for varying data center types, sizes, and future technologies. Requires applicants to provide detailed information for tailored community requirements, and also allows us to adapt regulations as the industry evolves while staying within legal parameters. Many of you, I'm sure, follow this intently, and I'm going to just say something right now, nothing like reading 2 days ago, a tech article from NVIDIA, who believes the future is micro data centers, and they want to go to communities and offer people $25,000 to host one in their home. I'll leave that one alone. I'm kind of amazed at some of the things that people would do, but those are the things that we want to be able to protect our community from from doing that. National concentration. Someone asked me about if you have a data center, then you're going to have 15. Well, that's never our things, but the strict setbacks, again, they're intentionally to limit the number of possible locations. This is, again, I want to say anyone that says no, just passive thing says no data centers, that is illegal. And we are not going to do something that's going to be in court and cost the taxpayers money. So how do you do this? And what we've done from day one is how do we put in ordinance the strictest requirements to ensure they look somewhere else? And I want to apologize to the rest of the state, but this court has nothing to do with the rest of the state. We just, Warren County is what we're concerned about, and that's how you do it. So those setbacks mean we're not going to have 12 data centers here. It's not possible. But the goal is to avoid an unfair concentrations in our community, and regulation are proactive yet legally compliant. And I want to say I appreciate the work that's gone into this to find out what the extent of the law is and stand on that, not go over it and not go under it. Again, noise, I've had a lot of people, I appreciate these concerns because who wants to live next to that? Again, the strict setbacks do that. Backup generators talked about that. And again, by being in heavy industrial, it's going to be similar noise or less than some of our existing standards. We want to talk about noise. I want to remind you there's students that live across from Diddle Arena, and they don't get a choice not to have the train go by at 5 in the morning. So there are some noise that happens that there's not too much we can do about. How we want to do this, though, is limit that significantly by having that 1,500-foot setback. So here's the most important thing, and I cannot stress this enough to you. We are not speaking to anyone. Let's talk about where it could go. I've seen so much about I don't want it in my backyard. I as well do not want something in my backyard. If you live next to Billstein in the Trans Park, then it potentially would be in your, but I've been out there, no one lives out there, but if you did live there, that might be an issue. As this requirement is right now, there's only one property in Warren County that one potentially could go to without a public hearing. So I've seen people from all over the county, and I absolutely so appreciate their concern, but there's only one that can do there. It's the only one that meets the requirements, and we don't own it. Everything else we own, so we do have control of that. There's one that we don't own. Sinkholes and water, it should be at the top of everyone's concerns. Every site has to have a geotechnical analysis. All sinkholes have to be properly mitigated, which is the same that we have for every other heavy industrial. And I just want to say, I think it's a little bit short-sighted to think someone would, if they came here, would spend a lot of money and not worry if there was a sinkhole for their property. You would be the same cautiousness to make sure that your property you bought, the house is not going to fall in. But that's required because we don't want to have that in our karst system. Stormwater plans required for runoff and quality, all of that, same thing has to do with that stormwater plan. It is a very significant and detailed analysis of what they have to do. Heard people talk about, which is fantastic, light pollution. No one wants to be around some kind of can't sleep at night because the light's coming in or doing whatever. We do have a countywide standard that's 0.5-foot candles at the property line, meaning anyone that's lighting up a factory, heavy industrial, whatever, those lights shine into the facility, not out of the facility, at the property line, 0.5 candle power, which is less than what you have a street light out front. And so there's enforcement for that as well. Air pollution, fantastic question. I don't think anyone here, I think all of us appreciate clean air. That's regulated by the state of Kentucky, by EPA in the state of Kentucky for those requirements. They have to pass all of those regulations as well. And then someone asked me, hey, I've been asked this 100 times, which is a great question too. So what if someone comes in here, builds, does whatever, they say they've passed everything and then they don't do that? And that's actually a possibility for every business that's in Warren County. They could change or do whatever. We have the enforcement, we have daily fines, multiple fines. It goes up. We have enforcement procedures that are stepped up, and it will include local, state, and federal cease and desist orders. And so that's how you do that. And again, you should know that when people want to invest in property, the last thing they want to do is not be in business. But we do have that ability, and any questions on that, I'm happy to have Ms. Chandler discuss as well if anyone had a question for that. But those are some of the things I want to address because they were asked specifically to me, and I thought it was great questions, and I'm always welcome for that. So we do have, our next item is that zoning ordinance, but I am always happy to hear from the general public. I don't do a sign-in thing. I don't mind telling you, surely, if anyone wants to speak, they could do it in 3 minutes. But I'm happy to have anyone address the court before we go to that second reading of that. I know it's a lot of pressure, but if anyone wants to, I'm wide open for that. So, yes, ma'am. Perfect. So you break the ice, and now we'll be good. So,
I appreciate the opportunity.
okay. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I appreciate you being here too.
My name.
Your name and your address, and let me just share. Some people have I have no problem saying this. We were elected to represent the citizens of Warren County, Kentucky, and while I love everyone outside the county, we have no, so that's the reason we asked for the address. We want to make sure you reside in Warren County. Yes, ma'am.
I am from in county. My name is Kathy Severns. I live at 104 Pine Needle Court.
Thank you.
In Bowling Green. I'm under both the City Commission and the Fiscal Court.
We represent the whole county.
Yes.
All the Bowling Green too, all the
Exactly.
Smile Cities too. That's fine. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Exactly.
Kathy. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, a couple of things. We're not asking you not to pass regulations, but we're asking for a 6-month pause while we have input on those regulations and we understand what is happening. I have heard you say and commissioners say, these regulations will keep people out, keep businesses out. We don't want data centers. If that's true, if we're not trying to attract data centers, why not take a 6-month pause? And it's not saying we won't have the regulations in place, they will be in place, but we take 6 months to accept applications. There have been conflicting messages. One of the commissioners, Sue, said she looks forward to 200 or 300, 100K jobs, $100,000 jobs. That doesn't happen in one of these. They have usually around 50 employees and they're low wage. And the people who make the larger salaries are usually working remote. If you do the research, that's what we'll find. And we've been told if we have a moratorium, we're putting up a closed for business sign. So if we don't have a moratorium, are we putting up an open for business sign? The same holds true either way, which we're open for other businesses, but when it comes to data centers, we're saying, let's take 6 months. The courts and the commission have recently used surveys in the community, and that's great. I'm pretty sure nobody in those surveys said, oh, we would really like data centers. We agree on that, Judge Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
But why hasn't some some type of survey been done to gather public input about this. That's a very simple thing to do and reasonable to ask. By having a moratorium, it's like you're saying that we're against regulations. That's not it at all. I have some surveys that we took informally at the meeting Tuesday night. It's not statistically significant, but just people that went in, had a 4-question survey, and I brought copies for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't have a compilation of answers. I haven't had time to do that, but you can see they're all basically the same thing.
Sure.
My next point is, why was this kept behind closed doors for 8 months? That time could have been used to introduce it to the public, to have an open house like we had the other night. If you feel like that, we didn't feel like that really answered our questions. You know, we weren't, for the most part, talking to public officials. And people that came out, we talked to the people as they came out, felt very frustrated by that. They were hoping for more like a town hall or a public work session kind of thing. Could it be that we kept it behind closed doors because we knew this was a very hot topic, a very unpopular topic? You know, we've been repeatedly told, you know, this is the work of P&Z. It's really not ours. We rely on their recommendations, but we don't vote for P&Z. One of the commissioners told me I needed to watch the P&Z agendas and go to those meetings, but those aren't elected officials. They are not accountable to the constituents. Y'all are the ones we hold accountable, and we expect to represent our will. This has caused huge emotional pain in our community. There are heated emotions. There are people that are angry, and that could be so easily addressed by having a short pause and saying, let's talk about this. We're not going to take applications for 6 months, and we're going to have a town hall, we're going to have a public work session, and we're going to genuinely address your concerns. I notice that you guys are looking at me, and I appreciate that. That's not the way it always happens. You know, I feel like you are listening, and I appreciate that. One of the things discussed was best practices, and you've been very proud and excited to say that these are best practices, and I don't argue that, but one of the best practices, and if you look it up, is public input. That's
Yes, ma'am.
critical.
And I'm going to ask you
missing
to,
piece.
and you've had some fantastic points, but I'm going to ask, there's other people want to speak, and I want
Okay.
you to,
Okay.
sorry about that. I appreciate
I
it.
will wrap it up.
You're doing great. Thank you.
I want you guys to know that we feel you should represent our will, not the Chamber of Commerce or whoever the powers be. And we ask that you work for our vote, because we're not going to vote for people who do not represent our will. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and I have
for
the
this.
surveys.
Yeah,
Should I
please,
bring them up to you?
To have those two, we'll look at those. Thank you so much. Thank you for the comments. I've asked, I'm going to usually do something, but I thank you, Kathy, for saying those things. And we have other people who want to speak, and I'm not going to address everything, but I am going to talk about a few things real quickly against my better judgment. So we really don't talk about too much, but I'm so glad you brought up jobs. So what you should understand in economic development is, here's what we don't look for: a building. That's never been. We've been number one in economic development, which does make a difference in quality of life and all of our ability to have a life because of one thing. It's not buildings, it's not data, it's jobs. So we have the ability, because this is what we've done often. Someone comes to us and says, we want to do this, and it has 9 jobs, and we say, thank you, oh, it sounds great, we're not interested, because we aren't going to sacrifice land, building, et cetera. We have one objective, it is to have people gainfully employed so they can have the life that they can make a difference in. So I'm glad you brought it up. So that's the thing is, someone coming here and saying, man, we've got the best thing in the world, it's a data center, it has 9 jobs. No one can force their way in. So so you've already spoken, I'm sorry, I'm going to reply to you. I'm not trying to be rude because I got other people to talk, but that is how economic development works. The reason we were interested in the Corvette plant, those 1,200 jobs at whatever, it's made a difference in our community. Tyson Food, 400 families working out of Tyson Food. It's smaller than what maybe a potential data center would be. We're not interested in that. So I'm glad you brought it up because that's what we do for that. If you saying you want a 6-month moratorium to get more input, you're saying, guess what? December is going to be here before you know it. So you're saying, I'm going to lessen what we've done because we are at the extent legally of what we can do. The only thing a 6 months can do, I'm going to lessen that. And then we're for data centers. I'm telling you today, we're not for data centers, and that's why we're doing this. I appreciate the 6 month so that you can find more people to say no to it, which is illegal. That's all I'm saying. And so I appreciate those concerns, and I'm glad you shared that from us. That was passed in March. It hasn't been behind closed doors. There are so many things that the Planning Commission has to do to protect us. I'm going to just throw something out there. You realize the state legislator said they changed it for a housing thing. Ben's going to kill me, but it is what it is because we worked on that. That you can put a modular home in anywhere there's single family residential. I think of any neighborhood, if the house burned down, you can replace any neighborhood, you can replace with a modular home. No offense to modular homes. Our Planning Commission has to work through that to say, is that the best thing for Warren County to have a sea of Again, people have to have those options, but those are the things they deal with daily. It's not one thing, it's many things. And so I appreciate what you're saying. I want to have it. I am going to ask you one question, and just yes or no. Did you participate in that BG 2050? Yes. Thank you very much for doing that. Yeah. We had 8,000 people. They all said technology. No one, again, 1 million votes. No one said, man, how do I get a data center in Warren County? We're very well aware of what the sentiment is. It's warranted. What you're saying, it's warranted, but we're saying no dice. Here it is. Legally, we're putting this on here. And I will tell you, when companies make private decisions on their capital, again, as long as we're in a capitalistic society, in my opinion, thank God, they're wanting to make money. They're not going to make money doing the restrictions that we have. So I think that gets lost in the equation for that. So, but thank you very much for saying that. So anyone else want to address the court? I'm happy to, seriously, we're kind of like wide open, the wild, wild west, but we're happy to have anyone. Yes. Oh, yes, ma'am.
I am Janice Chumbler. I live at 331 Shaker Mill Bend.
Thank you.
I got stuck behind construction trucks this morning.
Are you talking about the road out there? No, I'm sorry.
And I do want the gate open, by the way, and I'm in the older part. It just would be safe. I have big tire trucks in my yard from so many delivery trucks turning around. They're so frustrated. Anyway, to move on to the point at hand, I am from Paducah. So I grew up close to the Martin Marietta plant. Has anyone heard of that?
Yes.
Okay. So I've had cancer. I have other family members that have had cancer, several community members in Paducah. So Kentucky's #1 for cancer rates. Paducah is one of the highest in the state. There's been a lot of lawsuits against the old Martin Marietta. I can't prove that my cancer came from Martin Marietta or put me at higher risk, but can you prove that it didn't put me at higher risk? So that's my biggest concern. I know there's so many concerns about the large-scale data centers, but can you prove it will not cause health problems in our community? I'm a part of the Bright Coalition. We are promoting, better health and better quality of life here. So, that is my top concern here. So, I ask questions like, is there an air permit that's going to be in place beforehand? Is there going to be air quality control, regular inspections for this if it comes in? I want, obviously I think of our children, and my children moved away, but I mean the children of our community. I work for the city schools. I don't want them getting asthma. I don't want them getting cancer. So I know there's the issues, and let me put my glasses on here because some things I wrote, I don't remember exactly the term, recycling blowdown water. So when we talk about clean energy, I drive a Prius Prime. I wish I drove a Tesla, but, couldn't afford it. I don't get great range, but then it turns to gas, and, I want to get my electricity back. We all have to do our part. I want car inspections yearly. I've lived in several places where we had car inspections when we had to register our cars. I think there's a lot of things we can do as a community, but this is such a big issue and a hot topic. I have read, can we require solar panels on the roof? That would at least bring about more clean energy, but also it could add to our electric grid. So I just want there to be these questions in place for our own health. I certainly don't want to get cancer again. I hope I don't. But I do. That is my biggest concern. Will this be like a Martin Marietta? Will it cause health issues?
Thank you. Those are great questions as well. It will be, it's a capital if, and so again, but if there was one that ever came, the air quality absolutely is checked. They first have to get a permit. Then the only way you can know if you're in compliance is it has to continually be checked, just like the rest of our industry is. And it's a great question. I think I want to share something with you that it reminded me. Sorry, but we did spend an awful lot of time. Excuse me. We did spend an awful lot of time finding out who has made mistakes in our communities, and I think sometimes that's the best way. The best data that can help as well. And Paducah, unfortunately, would be a test case for how not to do things and to have outside interests control your community. I always got to watch what I'm saying because I'll get a call from the mayor down there or something, but that's fine, whatever.
I think it's still a mayor that I grew up Catholic, so it's a Bray, so I know many of the Brays.
George Bray.
George Bray.
He'll call me this afternoon and say, thanks for throwing us on the bus. I think they're trying to make those things, but we don't want to have that as well. There's certain industry that would maybe come here and we're like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
But we don't have the sign, the door saying, I'm just going to give you one because everyone's tired of me saying it. Corvette plant, slaughterhouses, they're both manufacturing. And I personally appreciate a great cut of meat. I'm just thankful it's done somewhere else. Now, we don't have a sign that says no slaughterhouses.
Oh.
We have regulations that they're never coming here. And I'm trying to get that across. That's how you can control it without putting a sign out at the Simpson County line. But to that point, I hope that they would never do anything, or if you have tight regulations, it eliminates the need for that. They didn't. So what they also did was they retroactively tried to I would tell you, after they came there, then they want to it's too late. people are grandfathered in, they do whatever. That's why you have to have those tight regulations. So it's great points. Thank you so much for those
Yeah.
comments.
And
I hope
and
you're-
Martin Marietta was never cleaned up when they left, so I know that's a regulation you have in place.
That's a giant thing. You have these plants that go out of business and thank you, the decommissioning thing is one of the most important aspects of this entire ordinance. One of the most important, and it's why other communities are calling us daily to ask, how do we put hey, you tell me if you could buy land here and put one in here, or buy land here, but I have to do a bond for $30 million the whole time in business.
So one more question. I
Yes,
know
ma'am.
we've all been reading so much information, but, I mean, can we in November vote as a community? I mean, is that possible? Because I know other communities are doing it.
Vote for what?
Vote for or against data centers.
It's illegal. I mean, that sounds, you're discriminating against a legal business.
So I'm confused how other communities are doing that.
I'd love to know what community has voted on the record to say this type of business can't come here. Now, if they don't have planning and zoning, it's the wild, wild west. We have a comprehensive
Okay.
countywide planning and zoning, and so those rules are there. So I would have a,
Is it in Kentucky?
No, I read just recently it was a town in California.
Yeah. Of course, our rules are so different, our laws
Yeah.
are so different, but we have a representative form of government, and so you would talk to your magistrate and let them know
Okay.
your concerns, and then they would vote
Okay,
on
yes,
their
but
behalf.
it's a
okay.
great
Hi,
question.
Rex.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all very much.
For the record, she wants a gate open. No, I shouldn't say that. One of many things we're dealing with. Yes, those are great comments from Kat, both. Anyone else, we're happy to. And I want to share something with you, and then we're going to get on. So thank you all for coming. So sorry I get to say kind of all these crazy things. So I want to hear from everyone. It is never a bother, and I think all these members up here want to too, because those conversations are ones that help shape those things. The other night was my idea because I wanted to be face to face with people, just like I will tell you after this meeting. Everyone can do whatever they want to do. I'm not going anywhere. I'm happy to talk individually. I'll talk group. It doesn't matter. I want to hear what people have to say. And those are fantastic concerns. Ms. Severance had great concerns about things. I think people need to hear those, and so I'm always happy to do that. I want to appreciate anyone coming to this body to speak to that. I would highly encourage you, speak with your magistrate about those things. If they don't know, the number of things that have come before this fiscal court that someone's had a concern and we bring up and talk about here is significant. I'll just say one thing. You mentioned about that Shaker Mill Bend Road. Those are things that we have to get involved with, and it's everything, as I like to say. Someone asks how the job's going, and I get to deal everything from $200 million economic development things to barking dogs and everything in between. And so we are happy to be there, and it's always an honor to have each and every citizen come to this and be able to be a part of the prospect. So I'm thankful for that. So with that, thank you all for the great comments as well. We appreciate that. We'll go back. Our next item is item 8, approve second and final reading of ordinance 2616, approving the zoning ordinance text amendments. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions?
Doug, if I may take 2 seconds
Sure.
to kind of hopefully talk to all the citizens of Warren County. What we're doing today, and what the city has already done, is to give us the best chance to never have a data center. And I think a lot of fear is that people are scared that one can come, and one still could come, but they're going to have to go through the most stringent selection of items to have to, be approved, that they're probably not going to look here. And, we're doing it the right way. We have to do it legally. These other counties that are doing moratoriums right now are doing moratoriums because that's their only option. They don't have in place what we have in place, which is a comprehensive planning and zoning commission that deals and addresses these issues. So I would hope people will get off the fear part of it and understand that we've done everything that we can legally do to prohibit and make it proper for our citizens of Warren County. We're concerned about your health. We're concerned about quality of life here. In my almost 8 years of serving here, I can tell you we will never do anything different than what we've already done. So this, if anything, this should be applauded. People in the county should be happy that we're doing what we're doing, because we're doing everything we can to make things the best way possible, and we don't need 6-month moratorium to make these decisions. All we're doing was delay something that needs to be done. So I'd be happy to talk to anybody individually, but I think and I'm certain that we've done the right thing, and hopefully, you know, we don't know what the future holds, but we've done everything we can in the most legal and a way that we're not going to get sued and not be persecuted by any industry business. So I think this is definitely the right thing, and this is a good a day for Warren County as when we created the fire department. It's a different type of animal, but it's still just as important than what we're doing today. And that's the only comment I'd like to make.
All right.
Judge, if I might add one thing, I don't typically get into the what-ifs, but I would like to point out one thing, if I may, because everybody keeps talking about the moratorium. If we'd have done a moratorium, you identified one property that could potentially be used. But what if that business that owns that building would have sold to a data center and they sat idle and that data center did nothing with it for 6 months? Then we put in these zoning in place. They could request and ask to be grandfathered in, and they could have avoided all of these restrictions that we've put in place. So that's when I say comments like a moratorium leaves us vulnerable. It does. It leaves us very vulnerable. And also I'd like to remind folks that as any zoning enhancements are identified, we can always add them to the ordinance. We're not done at this point. So as time goes on, as we continue to speak with the community, as we continue to identify other things that we could enhance, we can always go back and look at doing that. So I just wanted to remind folks of those items.
Points? All right, any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 9 is approved determination in the amount of $4,728 to the Kentucky Association of Chiefs of Police for accreditation for the Warren County Sheriff's Department. This is a single source vendor. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion, please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 10 is approve the Warren County Regional Jail Canteen Account Financial Report for May 2026. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 11 is approve emergency determination in the amount of $13,381.39 to R&R Fabrication for installation of a metal tubing and sheeting wall in the jail's restricted custody center outdoor recreation yard.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Any questions or discussions? Please call roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 12 is approved determination amount of $2,996.44 to Digital Assurance Certification for annual filing fee for the county bond disclosure management. This is under professional services. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 13 is approved a lease agreement with Enterprise Fleet for a 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 with emergency lighting and snowplow for the Warren County Fire Department system in an amount not to exceed $1,800 per month for 60 months. This is the contracted vendor. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 14 is approve order 2622, reappointing Jamie Johnson and Connor Raymer to the Bowling Green Area Convention and Visitors Bureau Board of Directors. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Williams. Discussion or questions? Appreciate both of their service to the community. Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 15 is approve order 2623, reappointing Katie Hudapole to the Cemetery Board.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 16 is approved determination amount of $8,891.08 to Atlantic Emergency Solutions for the purchase of combustible gas detectors for the Warren County Fire Department system. 5,000 of this will be funded through a donation from Atmos Energy. That's a state price contract. Motion by Squire Williams, second by Squire Lasley. We want to thank Atmos Energy. What a fantastic donation they've done to Warren County to keep citizens safe as we continue to ramp up our fire department. That's a fantastic equipment thing. Bill, thank you for working with them on that. Any other discussion? Please call roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 17 is approve order of allowance to the Board of Assessment Appeals. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 18 is approve the treasurer's report for May 2026. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 19 is approve a 3-year contract with OpenGov work order and asset management software in the amount of $102,270.16 for year 1, plus a $74,886.12 deployment fee, $101,503.67 for year 2, and $106,578.85 for year 3. This is Sourcewell pricing, and Chris Cummer, our Director of Parks and Rec, wants to give us a little brief thing on this. Chris?
Yes, sir, Judge. I just wanted to update court on OpenGov and what this will enable our department as well as all the other county departments the option to do. And this is a huge progressive step for our department, and I feel it's a huge progressive step for county government as a whole. As you all may or may not know, we entered into a work order asset management RFP over a year ago in regards to trying to find a program that will be an exceptional program that can help us move our department and all departments within county government ahead. What OpenGov does is it will enable our department over 30-plus locations to have a unified work order workflow system across all of our divisional assets. And so our department is broken down into 8 different divisions. It will eliminate on a daily and weekly basis over 100 pieces of paper that is currently our work order system, as well as reducing the need for various email, text, and calendar track chains that we currently utilize. It will offer a dashboard that's a 50,000-foot view of all internal maintenance needs, asset management updates, and needs that we have there in tracking our equipment. It will greatly assist with damage recovery anytime that we have a severe storm, anytime that we have a flood, anytime that we have an inclement weather condition in winter. It will allow us to prioritize repairs, and just on average, a flood event and or a severe storm event can generate over 50 to 100 repair orders within our system. And we track on a daily basis. Our project board right now is well over 80 different projects outside of our daily maintenance tasks. This will also enable us to have a baseline and controlled inventory control system, which is uniformed. It will allow us to better track issues that we have with equipment in regards to maintenance. It will be a huge resource in helping us decide when a replacement cost is needed. We average 3 to 5 years on mower lifespan. This will help us in looking and tracking at maintenance needs throughout the system. And from an inventory control piece, it will eliminate hundreds of pages of Excel sheets and make a uniform system that we can track with pictures per location, over $6 million worth of county tax-paying recreational equipment. Also, this is a great feature, is it offers unlimited license users and data for the system. What you'll find with OpenGov is you can go into any Warren County Parks location, you can itemize through an above aerial map any of our park locations, roof line, gutter, dugout, field issue, stop sign, whatever, and you'll be able to do that, and all departments will have that same access. It will allow for in-field reporting. I live in my truck, I roam around the county. It's absolutely amazing. I can take my phone, iPad, computer, so can all 104 of our county parks employees, and create and generate work orders anywhere throughout the system. Bill is on a run with the fire service. Josh is on the run with Warren County Road Department. We will all be able to integrate if we see an issue that needs to be addressed. Also, and I really commend Deputy Judge Downing, Judge Gorman, the price that you all have in front of you today is at a 40% discount of the base list price. That Brian's been working relentlessly with Samantha, and it's an amazing thing. OpenGov is kind of like the Cadillac program out there. And so on behalf of the Warren County Parks and Recreation Department, we're very grateful for Judge Gorman, Deputy Judge Downing, you as fiscal court members, Stephen Kenworthy, our treasurer, for supporting this effort. This is going to be a game changer for your departments. It's going to be a game changer for Warren County Parks, and we greatly appreciate your support.
Thank you, Chris. One of the things I'll say is that the court has been for 2 years wanting to streamline and really have our while we do great, it's Team Warren County, but being able to have the software that all of us can work, know what the other issues are and solve those problems together. So I'm thankful for this court by stepping up and saying we need to be somewhat in the 21st century, so that was great of them to do that as well. Yes, sir. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Any discussion? Let's call roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 20 is approved first reading of ordinance 2617, authorizing a lighting agreement between Warren Rural Electric and Creekside Bend Phase 2. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 21 is grant authority to advertise for parking lot improvements at Sugar Maple Square. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Williams. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
I will say excited about what the future of that facility is going to look like for the community as well as the Sheriff's Department, so that's great news there. Item 22 is grant authority to advertise for design build services for a salt storage facility at 999 Lauren Avery Drive. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Item 23 is award bid for 2608 sinkhole repair to Scotty's Contracting in Stone. 3 bids received, the best evaluated. This was the best evaluated bid. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, President.
Item 24 is approved a salt bid from Magic Salt of Kentuckiana LLC for $153 per ton delivered. 3 bids received through reverse salt auction. This is the lowest and best bid. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Nothing like buying, it's a good time to buy salt in June before the winter time. Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge.
Oh,
Yes.
Josh, I jumped the gun. Josh Moore, our Public Works Director, I'm so sorry.
I wanted to talk about Shaker Bend Road, if that's all right. No. No, I did want to let you guys know a few things. This was a weird bid on salt this year, just so you all know there may be some more coming. We advertised salt. As most of you all know, we've been talking a while about changing the salt that we use and kind of updating our road clearing and salt clearing procedures. We're trying to acquire some of the, I'll just call it the coated salt, the green salt, the blue salt that you see. There is a shortage right now of salt in at least the eastern half of the United States. After the storms from last year, we bid that out and got, and actually all three companies that were interested came back and said, we can't give you a price. So this is also an issue the City of Bowling Green's working on, and we're working close with them. We may end up having, we may be able to still get it, but maybe later in the season. So another thing to point out is we usually, for the last 8 years, have been going through KCO's salt bid, reverse salt auction. KCO elected to not run the salt auction this year, but the vendor who actually did the salt auction itself, they put one on anyway. Lots of other county governments participated, and we were able to get salt. Last year, I think we were at $138.50 a ton, and this year it's at $153, so it did go up. But this ensures that we can get some salt. We're still working on the other stuff, so what I may do is, after the first of the year, come back once we have a better handle on what we can acquire and what we can get, come back to you guys and ask for the ability to purchase some of the other. So just want to give you all a heads up on that one.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Any questions for Josh? I will say, last year's ICE event was a different one for our community, and we learned quite a bit from that, so I appreciate the hard work so we can make sure we're in good shape for that, and hopefully it never comes again, but if it does, we're in better shape for that. Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 25 is approved determination amount of $85,343.23 to Motorola Solutions for the purchase of 8 multi-band portable radios for the Warren County Fire Department system, and this is a contracted vendor. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 26, approve waste tire grant annual report for fiscal year 25-26.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 27 is approve the interfund transfers for Warren County. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 28 is approve the pay order for fiscal year 26-27 for Warren County. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter? Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 29 is approve the budget transfers for Warren County. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter? Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Treasurer, please report the claims.
General Fund, $854,586. Road Fund, $618,342. Jail Fund, $626,056. Stormwater Fund, $33,157. ARPA Grant Fund, $111,174. E911 Fund, $9,813. Be happy to answer any questions.
Motion, we pay our bills.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, before we have some department heads come up, I'm going to make a brief announcement. We're going to talk much more about this July 9th, but The fiscal court has been working on something, and we wanted to make an announcement today. There's a press release that's going out today by a new department in Warren County Government, Department of Public Safety, and that is going to include Emergency Management Department and the fire system going up to that. Ronnie Pearson, our longtime emergency manager, been 30 years of service to this community, is retiring August 1st. And we're going to talk much more extensively about that July 9th. But we are announcing that today, that effective July 1st, we'll have that new department in place. And so I want to say that because the news media will be aware of that change that's getting ready to take place. And Ronnie will have much more, but I want to personally thank Ronnie Pearson, a man who has dedicated almost his entire adult life to the safety, to the citizens of this community. And so on behalf of all citizens of Warren County, Ronnie, thank you for your service, and we'll be here July 9th to talk about it. So hopefully he'll be here. Don't blow it off, because I'm going to go through a detailed things of what Ronnie has done for the community July 9th at our next fiscal court meeting. But I wanted to state that. So for the press as well, we'll have that press release going out today about some changes that this court's making. Sheriff Hightower is out, but Deputy Wiles, yes, that's right. He planned on purpose. So Deputy Wiles, all good. Thank you. Miss Yates is out as well. Jailer Harmon. Thank you. Chris, thank you for that. Come on forward. Thank you for the information on OpenGov as well. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. I just wanted, this is all positive stuff. So I just wanted to, one, I want to thank the Sheriff's Office. It's a quiet partnership, but Kevin Wiles, Sheriff Hightower, by enabling us to have our Parks Deputy, John Bailey. John is averaging about 50 to 70 service log calls a month. That partnership has enabled our department to do things that we would not be able to do with that support. It is greatly appreciated, the support we get from Sheriff Hightower and from Fiscal Court, and we are forever grateful for that partnership. Number two is we opened up our RFPs this past week. Crystal, I can't say enough about her helping me, but we opened up our RFPs for our turf infield transitions for 10 fields, also our playgrounds. We'll have a recommendation to Judge Gorman on July 6th, and we're excited about how that's going to look for both playgrounds and turf. Also, Parks Department has had one of the busiest springs and summers on record. In the years I've been here, we're looking forward to sharing our participation report with you all later in July. And then also our Thunderfest event, Warren County 250 event, both those on the 3rd and the 4th. 3rd Thunderfest, the 4th Warren County 250. We're looking forward to both those events. Also our summer programs, our pop-ups, our Thrive program, our summer camps, record numbers, going to over 40 different locations with partner agencies. It's going really good. And I also want to give a shout out. We try to give weekly shout outs in the Parks Department. So my weekly shout out is going to go to Stephen Kenworthy and to Brian, is being able to have a seat at the table for some amazing things that this government is working at doing to better enable and to transition this government into that progressive place to be kind of entity is absolutely amazing. And to be able to have a place at that table and to listen to what some of these things are is absolutely amazing. And just thank you for your continued support. Have a great week, and we'll see you at Thunderfest.
All right, Chris, thank you for that. It's our Warren County cheerleader. Thank you, Chris. It's good, so we like that. Josh, thank you. Nikki, our stormwater. Good, thank you. Holly Warren with the Contracts Licensing Board. Holly, all good with your world?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Good seeing you. Ronnie?
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it.
Get ready. And listen, on the 9th, 20 minutes or less, don't get up there and start going on and on and on. You know that I like to have a good time, but in all honesty, the late hours, people have no concept of, but it's what your job was, and there was no other way but to do it right. So thank you for all that hard work. Tommy Loving, Drug Task Force. Thank you, Tommy. Okay, Ben, thank you. Chief Rector, thank you. Chief Rector is going to be July 1st. to be announced as the new department head for the Department of Public Safety. We'll have much more to speak about that. We appreciate his service to this community as well, so thank you for that. Lawrence White, it's all doing good back there. We got the tire grant. Thank you for all that, buddy. So all the hard work. All right. Squire McWhirter.
It's all good, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Squire Aldridge.
Yes, thank you, sir. I'll touch a little bit on what Chris just shared. The Warren County government and City of Bowling Green are sponsoring a free event celebrating USA 250. Again, that's on July the 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Circus Square Park. There will be classic carnival games, kids sidewalk parade, and a patriotic program that will begin at noon. I want to encourage everybody to come on out.
Thank you for that. I'll speak on it momentarily. Squire Cummings.
Just a couple of things. Want to thank you, Chris, for talking about Thunderfest. It's the Hayward Minton Kiwanis Thunderfest. It's the 54th year, I think, is correct. Rarely you see in a community our size that a private entity takes on and puts on the fireworks show. It's pretty amazing. So congratulations to Kiwanis and us. Obviously, the 250th birthday thing was announced. Thank you for sharing that. Mainly, I want to tell people to be safe. These fireworks are real. I mean, just be smart with what it. And the last thing I want to bring up, Greg Burrell, however you want to pronounce his last name, just got married this past weekend, and want to congratulate. He was our longtime treasurer here, and I wish him nothing but the best in his new life, and pray for Caleb. So.
That's right. Yeah, she needs it. Squire Lashley.
I'd like to congratulate my colleague, 3rd District Magistrate Rick Williams. He was recognized on yesterday, I guess, as a Presidential Award winner for service by the Rotary Club. We all know the great work that he does with the organization, and well, congratulations.
Hey, that's nice, yes. Squire Lawrence.
Yes, Judge, I'd just like to say I'm happy that we pass these regulations on data centers to make it more stringent and to put some guardrails up for our community. And I would call for the House legislature to do the same thing. Send a bill up to the governor so we can protect all of Kentucky in the Commonwealth.
It's a great idea, thank you. All right, and may I ask Squire Lawrence on a different subject, and I think that's it's actually a fantastic thing. We've had some contact with the governor's office about some things they're doing. Did we ever mention about your award that you had at the last event that you went to?
No.
Could you, I just would like for the citizens to hear about this. I think it's important, it's international, but could you share with everyone?
Well, I went and played in a croquet championship, and it was the National Croquet Championship, 9-wicket. We did not win the championship. My team played into the first flight, and we came in second in the first
That's
flight.
great.
I just think it was worth pointing out.
Thank you, Judge.
Squire Lawrence, I think that was impressive. So. I love it, actually. He's the best, so that's great. So thank you. Squire Williams.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Stephen.
Thank you, Judge.
Again, great job. Got our letters back from the Department of Local Government on approval of everything for the budget. Thank you again for the hard work you've done to protect the citizens. Ms. Chandler?
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Cummings, thank you. Brian?
Just a couple of little things. I want to say thanks to all the department heads. The OpenGov was not, Chris, Josh, Bill sat through a pretty lengthy demonstration through several vendors, and then all our department heads sat in on another to make the decision on how we were going to go. So I appreciate it. It was kind of on short notice too, so I appreciate everybody's input on that. I want to commend Chris's team out at Ephraim White. They hosted the district softball Little League, and it was top notch. Those guys drug the field between every single game, relined it. It was a fantastic weekend, so thank you for that hard work. And then big shout out to our South Warren softball team. Since the last time we met, they finished off 45-0, state champions, national #1 team. So former students playing, former students coaching, and a good friend in Kelly Reynolds, a great person that coached that group.
That's great. We're going to have, we have some sports teams coming here in the month of July to celebrate them. and we'll have that happen. It's a great point. So I would almost say, I mean, it'd be hard to say, from all competitive sports teams in this high school in this area, I don't know if there's been a better team than the South Warren girls softball team, top to bottom. They were #1 in America. 6 kids went Division I, an unbelievable team, and on top of it, great people. So we're looking forward to celebrating them soon for sure.
And I want to add, another team from Kentucky was #1 in the nation in baseball this year too. Louisville Trinity ended up #1 in the
Yes.
country. So both #1 teams in the country are from
Kentucky.
from
It's
Kentucky.
fantastic, so thank you. But we will not be recognizing Louisville Trinity.
Yeah.
But anyways, they're outside Warren County. No, I'm playing. But yes, thank you for that too. So our next court meeting is Thursday, July 9th. Welcome everyone to come back for that. I want to, before then, obviously we'll have the 250th anniversary of America, and I think it's something to celebrate. I think we live in the greatest country in the world, and the one thing we do is we are not perfect, but we're the only country in the world that tries to strive for perfection, and it's something we should all be extremely proud of. What I would hope is not only you have a safe holiday weekend, but that you would do what you should do, which is spend time with the people that you love and make memories. That is what should be the most important thing. So I'm looking for that. Thunderfest the 3rd, the Warren County City Bowling Green celebrates the 250th. On the 4th at Circus Square, it's from 10 to 2. Come down there. Someone will be giving a short speech as Abraham Lincoln, and you don't want to miss that. It's unbelievable. Looking forward to the entire event. So that's right. But we appreciate everyone coming today. If there is nothing else to come before the court, motion adjourned. We are adjourned. Thank you.